Hello, my dearest friends, my beautiful co-creator souls of love and light. This is Nunari, Princess of the Sea, coming to you with a new video. And I'm coming to share with you the beautifulness of what this awakening really is. I have had many souls come to me recently, having things that have occurred to them and with them, and they are free from understanding what this is all about, why things are happening to them as they are. And just this morning, I received a message from a woman who I mentor. She had a vision, and she was wondering why she was seeing this vision and what this was all about. And I explained to her she was awakening to who she really is. Now, we've had a lot of things that have been going on in the world, having to do with the governments, the elite, the Illuminati, they're often called. And we've been told that these are somehow the bad people. And this is somehow what the awakening is. What the awakening is that we're really going through is awakening to who we really are. So then, of course, the question comes, who are we? What are we? Why are we here? Who we are is soul, infinite consciousness, encased in a form, a physical form that we call this being, this body temple. And yet, we are so much more than this. And the awakening is all about remembering this, remembering the love of who you are, opening up your heart, remembering things like how to speak heart to heart, soul to soul, what we call telepathy or telepathic communication. And I'll give you a brief example of that. You know, when you think of someone and you're wondering how they are, and then all of a sudden the phone rings, and then it's them calling you. You weren't thinking, what you were doing was feeling. You were feeling from your heart resonance. You were in heart coherence with that other person, with that other heart. And you opened up the channel of communication, which is beyond words. It's a vibration. And that's who we are. We are vibrational beings first. We are energy beings first. Soul first. And that soul being encased within the body, the radiation of that soul of who we are as this infinite consciousness resides in the heart center, the heart chakra. And as we open up our hearts and we get out of the mind, out of the brain that's always thinking and trying to analyze and think that, you know, this person is bad or this energy is bad or we need to be against something, fighting against something or against someone or fighting the Illuminati and we have to expose them in all of this. That's not what the awakening really is. The awakening is coming into opening up those gifts of telepathic communication. In Lemuria, which was before Atlantis, in linear succession of this thing we call time, and even that is an illusion. Time is just a construct that we came up with as humans to play this game of life, if you will. But before in linear time. Before Atlantis, we had Lemuria. And Lemuria, we had this telepathic conversation with each other, a lover's conversation, if you will, in which we communicated heart to heart, soul to soul, free from words, just simply using vibration. And then as we came further into density, we then incorporated the sound into what we call words. And it was speaking, what we often call speaking in tongues. And it's a language of the heart. I was just asked this by a gentleman on a group I'm on Facebook today, in fact. He asked me about this. How do we communicate in Lemurian? There's a woman also on the group who is starting to open her heart and speak Lemurian, but she has no idea what she's saying. And so I explained to her that the more she opens her heart and comes into love, which is who we are as this vibrational energy, this consciousness that we are, as we open our heart and our soul comes shining through that heart. Lemurian language is free from being something that's taught. It just comes from within. And you know what it means. Telepathy is like that. Seeing multidimensionally is like that. I have someone who I'm currently mentoring who has been seeing multidimensionally, and then that woman I spoke of earlier who wrote to me this morning. People are starting to see visions and things that are happening in other dimensions that may or may not necessarily be happening in this dimension at this moment on this earth. But this is also a part of the awakening. The awakening is about opening up your heart to the love that's inside you. So how do we do this? How do we be this? You are here on this planet in this time for a reason. You are here to awaken to who you really are of this heart consciousness. And how we be that, how we do that, I'm going to invite you right now to just close your eyes with me. Place your hand on your heart center. And just take some slow, deep breaths. Just a big, deep breath in. And then just release it out. And do this again. And as you do this and be this deep breathing, you start to feel this calmness, this centeredness. That is your soul. That is your heart speaking to you. The language of compassion, the language of love, the language that knows right from wrong, that knows that you're a vibrational match to this love. When you practice this consistently, new worlds start opening up for you. You start seeing things in other dimensions. You start seeing spirit orbs. You start hearing things. There's a woman who I mentor who just recently said to me on the phone when I spoke with her that she has this high-pitched hearing in her ears and then kind of like this whoomp, whoomp sound. And I explained to her that that's her shifting from one dimension into another. She thought it was related to an accident that she had, which that was the physical catalyst, yes. But what it did was is it opened up her spiritual hearing so that when she's going between dimensions, she's actually hearing. Her spiritual hearing is opening up. Spiritual sight starts to open up within your pineal gland. You start having third eye or soul eye, as I've often said it. seeings, visions. And these visions are coming from the benefit of all, of things that you're seeing in dimensional and multidimensional reality, parallel universes, parallel lives that you live right here, right now. This is what the awakening is. Awakening to the soul of who you really are. And as more and more of us awaken, we then connect heart to heart, soul to soul, telepathically communicating beyond words. We don't necessarily need to write something or say something. We just feel it in our heart. We connect that way. We speak that way then. And our actions reflect that. We're then more giving, more compassionate, more understanding, more seeing what in right action we are to do for the benefit of all humanity, whether that is being together with someone in a relationship so that in your coming together that you create this juiciness so that you are more and deeper and better together than you can be alone. Whether that's coming together in groups to be that heart resonance together, beating in that same heart where you're connected. Whether that's going out into the world and just hugging someone. From the time that we are born, and I have often said this, a baby who is not held in the moments after it's born will die without human touch. And for the rest of our lives, we require this. And so when we awaken to who we really are as soul, we just want to hug everyone and hold them in our hearts. And we really feel them empathically. Our empathy, our empathic gifts of who we are open up in this awakening. That is what the awakening is about. And from that, as we each do this and play our part, play our role, then we all start coming together. It starts within first. Loving yourself, and then loving others in compassion. And then opening up our spiritual gifts to where we communicate from the heart. And we be this love. This love is what we came here as, what we were created as. This love has everything in this universe created. Every flower, every tree is all vibrational energy. And so then we become a vibrational match to those energies, which are love. And then we just be that love. And as we come together more and more, we then start living our passion and our purpose of being that love. So instead of doing a job, if you will, we then are living our purpose and our passion, which helps benefit humanity. Whatever that may be. Could be as a truck driver. Could be as what I do here, mentoring, giving videos, helping other people to awaken. Could be as a bus driver even. I remember once last winter when I was catching the bus to go into town. Turned out I was the only one on the bus going into town. And this gentleman who was driving the bus was saying to me that he came out of retirement not because he needed the money, but simply because he enjoyed being with people and giving that love. And that was exactly what he said to me. And that's why he's a bus driver driving in town. Now, somebody may think, oh yeah, that's just a job. No, that's his purpose. His purpose is to give joy to someone like me, who was the only person on that bus that night. So you open your heart and compassion and love and empathy and understanding and offering a helping hand in whatever your passion is about, rather than just doing a job. And your relationships, all of them, whether that be romantic relationships or connections on all levels, become relationships that are deeper and more fulfilling and soulful relationships. Not relationships about needs being met, but relationships about how may I give to you? How may I serve? What would love do now in this moment? What can I give? That's what the awakening is really all about. Coming into that consciousness. And as we open up our spiritual gifts of spiritual sight and spiritual hearing and traveling multidimensionally and bringing that wisdom back here, we just want to share it. We just feel overwhelmingly wanting to share it to help awaken other people. To say, hey, you know what? You can do this too. You can be this too. You are amazing. And help them to open up. By being who we are, we shine that light forth and being that beacon. And then it becomes a magnet. And those who are vibrationally matched to us will come. And then those who may be curious will come too. I remember being on the air once a couple of years ago, and I was being this love and just beaming and shining. And as I was giving mentoring and readings on the air, and there was a woman who called in and she says, I want to know what she's drinking. And I kind of jokingly said, well, you know, I'm drinking water, which is my drink of choice. But what she meant was is that she saw my light. She saw my soul. She saw who I really am. And that gave her permission to ask that question. Hey, what is she drinking? I want some of that. I want to know about this awakening. There's so many infinite aspects of it. Your chakras become aligned. Your union sexually and sensually with partners in relationship becomes a soulful meditative practice, like Osho speaks of sacred union. It becomes a tantra, not just a having sex. It's a tantra, love making from the heart, soul to soul. And it doesn't necessarily need to be physical. It can be very spiritual, very soulful, connecting, a way of making love and bringing forth your gifts to all of humanity. My doing this video here to you is my way of making love to you, of sharing the gifts that are just overwhelming within my heart, simply because I'm being that love. This is what the awakening is about. And we're on this planet at an incredible time right now. Because yes, one can choose to look at the Illuminati or the governments or the money systems or chemtrails or GMOs or any of those things and say how bad they are. Those are all distractions. Those are distractions that keep you from being who you really are. And who you really are is that love, is that passion. Perhaps maybe it's being an artist. I was just recently mentoring a woman who said she wanted to get back to painting. So I said to her, why not? Open up your heart and soul and allow the painting to come through you, because that source energy is flowing through you as you onto that paintbrush and allowing you to be that artist. Maybe it is driving a truck, like the bus driver I was talking about, driving a bus. Whatever it is that you feel called to in helping humanity, in being that compassion, being that empathy, being that heart-to-heart, soul-to-soul connection, seeing multidimensionally and bringing those gifts back, meeting other multidimensional beings, communicating with them, channeling. I have actually been a channeler since the age of 12. I've been channeling the wisdom through source. I have 4 books in publication. I'm currently working on my 5th book. and sixth book, actually, technically. But yet, I've been doing this since I was 12, and channeling is not some mysterious thing. It's just like when a musician brings through a song. A musician channels as well. It is simply bringing that source energy, that vibrational energy, that love energy through you as you and out into the world in the form of creation. And that is a form of making love. This is what the awakening is about. So I'm inviting you to wake up to who you are. Remember who you are. Remember the bliss and the passion and the awe and the wonder of what life is really about, of what you are here for and who you are as this being of love, as this infinite consciousness, source energy, vibrational match to all of the universe. And create an amazing life where you are giving and loving and being that source energy of who you are. Because I know that you are amazing, and I know you can be this. Namaste, Espavo, as we say in Lemurian. I love you, and thank you. Thank you for shining your light. You are amazing. You are whole, perfect, complete, and beautiful simply as you are. Espavo.